Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm doing lesson 10, Malala's biography. Okay, so the first part of the video, I'm just gonna do the PowerPoint version. So this assignment, the skills you're learning is how to change the background of a slide to a picture and then changing to transparency. And if you know how to change the background, you can also change the background to a different color, gradients, all the other good stuff. Picture is a little bit higher skill. So we did skip the previous lesson, which was just changing the background color. Anyways, so I'm gonna go to figure 10 so you get an idea of what this assignment looks like. There are 6 slides, and it's about Malala, the young woman who fought for education rights in her country. Okay, so you're supposed to copy all this down in your worksheet, in your PowerPoint or Google slide, and then we're supposed to change the background. So here's an example of what it's supposed to look like, where you have this text and then a background picture to demonstrate the text. Okay, so I already went ahead and typed in what I was supposed to for each slide. Again, there's 6 slides. The first slide's a title slide. Then they asked you to put 6 new slides. So I clicked new slide, and they said to pick a template that makes sense for this assignment. So I noticed that the best template to use when you add a new slide is just the title only, because if you just press new slide, it's going to do, usually the default is title and content, but I don't want this box since it's just pictures and a title. So let me delete that. I'm going to delete this slide. And I just want the layouts to be the title only. So I'm going to go back. If you have a different title, if you have a different slide, you can just change the slide to title only. This one's title only. Layout, title only. Title only, and then I just typed in the text. Okay, this assignment also calls for Arial Black for the font type, so I just changed it already. It's Arial Black. This one's 60, and then this one's 40, and then all the other titles are 44 Arial Black. Okay, so I went ahead. All right, and then if you look at the instructions for slides number 1 and even 2 to 6, it says to insert an image as a background and select an image that best depicts the theme of the presentation. So this whole presentation is about Malala. So you're going to be looking for pictures about Malala, and you need to change the background transparency to 25. Then you got to adjust the text box colors, fonts, colors of the font, and or fill color of the text boxes accordingly so the slide is readable. So you could change things around to your liking to make it more readable, and you're supposed to do that for every single slide. Okay, so let me show you how that's done. So here's the first slide. I got to change the backgrounds. How do I do that? So you got to right click, and then you got to format the background. Okay, now this options pop up on the right side. So you go to picture or text fill. You could also change the color to a standard color, but this assignment calls for you to make it into a picture or text. So, I mean, there are many options you could play with, but I'm just going to picture or texture fill. Then it says picture source here. I'm going to go to insert. I could find a picture from a file. So if I downloaded a picture, then I'd go to the file. Or I could look for stock images or online pictures. The easiest way is probably just going to online pictures. But if you want to just look up pictures, you can. So let's say I do the other option and I look up Malala pictures. Maybe I want, I'll put Malala, just the standard Malala picture. And I really like this one of her speaking. So then I can download the photo, save image as. I'm going to download it into my downloads folder, save. Okay, then I go back to the PowerPoint, I go to insert, and again, it's from a file. So then I click from a file, and then I go to the folder that I want. It's in downloads. This one, Malala Team Vogue. Insert, and it goes to the background. It messed up. I don't like it. So you could change it to however you want. I realize this one doesn't look good, so maybe I'll change it. And I'll go to online photos. I don't like how that looks. So I'll put Malala again. Oh, I like this one. That's really cool. I'm gonna put insert. Here it is. So here now the text is funny and I don't like it, and the assignment calls for you to change the text if you don't like it, how it looks. So maybe I'm going to, so I click here and you notice it's format shape. If I click the background, it's formatting background. So I want to click the shape, and I think to make it easier to see, I'm going to do a solid fill, and I'll put like white or something like that. And then I'll change the transparency to like 60 or something, or whatever makes sense. So you see, I'm just manipulating it however I want. I'm going to do solid fill again, and I'll do like 50% transparency. So yeah, so now it's easier to see. Okay. This is just an example of how you could do it. You could do it other ways as well. So I'll give you another example. So this one I already did, right? I right clicked, I put format background, I picked a picture, I inserted a picture. This is from an online photo, so I just clicked Malala. She spoke to the United Nations on her 16th birthday. So I just moved, the text box was here, I just moved it down here. Okay, so that's another example. Or again, I could make it a color, I could make it a fill, and I could change transparency so it's easier to read. So it's up to you. This is a nice assignment because you could be creative and put different pictures for her. Okay, so each slide should have a different picture that is about Malala. So slide 2 is about her advocating for girls' education. So maybe you want to find a photo of her talking to girls about education. This one, she wanted to be a doctor, so you could look for a photo of her trying to be a doctor, etc. And then that would be how you do it for PowerPoint. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to do it on Google Slides if you need it for Google Slides. So here's Google Slides. I'm going to just go back to the beginning where I'm at the directions. Okay, so here's Malala, lesson 10, Malala's biography. And for this assignment, again, you're just having to put pictures in the background. Okay, so you have a total of 6 slides, and this is what you're supposed to type into each slide. So I already went ahead and on Google Slides typed in everything that I wanted to. And then I'm going to go back up to the directions to see exactly how they want it. So the first slide, they wanted me to use Arial Black, 60-point font for the title, and then for the subheading, it's supposed to be 40 font. So you see here, I already changed this to 60, size 60, and then this one's size 40. The thing is, there's no Arial Black. They don't have this in Google Slides. So I just use Arial, and that's fine. So if you don't have Arial Black, don't worry about it. What I did is just did Arial, and then I bolded everything. So it's close to how it's supposed to be. And I went back and did that for these ones. These ones are supposed to be size, the other slides are supposed to be 44-point font. So you want to go back and change all of these titles to 44 font. Okay, I'm not going to do it because it's just a waste of time. Okay, the slide layout that I use for 2 to 6, if you go to layout, I did title only. By default, it's usually title and body, but then I don't want this text box here, so I just changed everything to title only. So here, title only, title only, title only, you'll just notice everything's title only. Okay, and then now for the main skill of this assignment is that you need to insert a background image and then change transparency to 25 for the background. So here, I want to change the background to something that's related to Malala. So for Google Slides, they have a button for change background. Make sure you clicked on the outside, or you're not in a text box, you're just on the slide itself. So I click background, now I choose an image, and I could do a Google search right here, which is really nice and convenient. Or I can upload a photo if I download it on my computer. Earlier, I found an image I liked. Like I liked this image and I downloaded it. I right clicked and I saved it in my computer. So now that it's saved, I could just upload it. And I would just need to browse my computer. It's in downloads and here's the image and I just open it and it uploads. Okay. Now I don't like how it's stretched out. So because I don't like how it's stretched out, I'm going to find another image. So I click background again. I got to choose image. I'm going to Google search and I'm going to type in Malala. Okay. And I pick a photo that I like about Malala. So maybe I like this one of Malala. And I go to insert, done. And then it's stretched out. I don't like how it did that, but that's how Google Slides did it. Yeah, so you might want to play around with it until you find an image you do like. But for the sake of time, I'm going to keep that one. Okay. Now, they want me to change the transparency. So the issue with here is that I don't believe they allow you to change the transparency in Google Slides. So let's say I pick this one. It's a darker photo. Insert it. It changed. Gradient. Nope. Oops. Oh shoot. Sorry, let me do that over again. Yeah, so on Microsoft Office, they let you change your transparency, but I don't see that option in Google Slides. So the only thing you could do is you have to change, like you can't see the text, so you want to change these text boxes instead. So I'm going to click the text boxes. I'm going to change the fill color. So you could make it just a solid fill, like let's say I do purple, but then now you cut off the background image. So what you could do is change the transparency of these. So you wanted to do that, you got to go to custom. Okay, and then you pick a color. So let's say I do like purple because her shirt's purple and I like it. Okay, and then I just change the transparency like this. I'll put it like in the middle. Bam. Okay, so this kind of works too, right? Here, let's do this one. I click the box, I go to this painter tool, I go to custom, maybe I'll pick like white, and then I change transparency to like somewhere in the middle. There, so then makes it into like a gray looking box. So I want to keep the theme the same, so I'll do the same here. Bam. Okay, so that's how you would do that. Okay, so unfortunately, again, you can't change the background to 25%, but you could change these boxes. So I do want to see that you do that. Let's do one more example. Okay, you have to do them for all the slides, but I'm just going to do one more example. So I want to change the background. I go to background. I got to choose an image. I got to look for something from Malala. I don't like these photos, so maybe I uploaded a photo in my computer. I'm going to do that example again. Here's Malala. Open. Okay, done. All right, so again, I can't see this. So what I'm going to do is maybe I could move this. You could move it. They say you could, if you look at the directions here, it says adjust the placement of the text box. So you can move if you want, change the color of the font if you want, or change the fill color accordingly, because you want to make sure that the slide is readable. So going back here, this is not fully readable. This was definitely not readable, so I moved it here at least. Still not readable, so you could change the color of the font if you want. So maybe I'll change it to like white. A little easier to read, but still difficult. So maybe again, I'll change the fill color black. But I don't like how it cuts her off. So again, I'm gonna go to fill. I'm going to go to custom. And when you go to custom, this is where you could change the transparency. So I'll just move it to there. And bam, there you go. So that's much easier to read. Okay. So what I just showed you, you're going to do the same process for every single slide, and just be sure to make the slide, the picture relate to the slide. I didn't do that for this because, well, this kind of relates. At least it has Malala in it, but you want it to relate to each other. So this one, I'm going to look for an image that relates to her. So maybe Malala doctor. Oh, these pictures don't work. That's the thing about Google Images. They don't always have great photos. So you might have to go and Google the photos. So I open another tab and maybe put Malala doctor. And this is when she had gotten shot. So maybe I like this picture. And I'm going to save the image in my downloads folder, save. Then I go back, I choose an image, and I go to upload, browse, and then I'm in my downloads folder, so I click this. Done. Okay, and again, this is like, I can't see this, so you really do have to change it so you can see it. This is better, so I'm going to go to the painter tool. This one. I like that one. And there we go. So again, just make sure you could see every slide and you could see the image and you could see the text. Okay, so that's lesson 10.